Welcome to Toffee TV. It is transfer deadline day and we are waiting excitedly for the announcement of Frank Lampard as the Everton manager. Let's be honest, we all know he's the Everton manager. You know, there's been numerous articles. He's at Finch Farm. We've seen pictures of a Finch Farm. We're just waiting for all the I's to be dotted and the T's to be crossed and Ashley Cole to be brought in.
Given his name badge.
Yeah, given his name badge and his kit. And everyone to be confirmed in the backroom staff, I imagine. And yeah, and they will have it. And following that, hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, some signings to go with it to try and get this season going. Listen, Rafa Benitez promised us the second half of the season was going to be better. It starts today, Bass.
Maybe that's what he thought. Maybe that's what he could see. It'll get better when you have a new manager and some new players in. Yeah, listen, we needed this to come to an end in one way or the other. There's been a lot of talk over the last few weeks since Benitez went. Who's it going to be? We've had live interviews on the radio. I've on phone with managers who wanted the job, and Lampard's been courted, and there's been lots of people in and out the frame at different times. And Everton have decided to go with Frank Lampard, so it's a case of, you know, let's get on with it then. I think a lot of fans, for certainly the things that I've seen, seem to be quite happy with that decision, which is good, because the predicaments Everton are in right now, we need a united front no matter what. You know, very much not like the People's Front of Judy, like the United People's Front of Judy. That's what you need. And we've had anything but that, certainly since Benitez came in. It's been a horrific season so far. We've had all sorts, you know, people are not happy with the board, and rightly so, the owner, and rightly so, the manager, the players, each other. And we all need the noise to calm down, and we all need to try to get on the same page, because we're in a big fight here.
Yeah.
For our Premier League survival, which is disgusting to even have to say that, but we are. And there's enough games, there's enough quality in the squad, I think, to pull Everton well clear of that. But we've all, in my opinion, got to be pulling in the right direction. And I think most people will get behind Frank Lampard. Yeah,
I think obviously it'll settle down after today. I think if we can get a couple of signings in, obviously Donny van der Beek is coming in. He is very much a Frank Lampard kind of player in terms of the way his style he plays. Very much a Tim Cahill kind of player as well. Someone who just gets in the box, gets in and around the box. So we've gone for him. There's now talk of Dele Alli possibility. That would have to be obviously a permanent deal, because we've effectively wasted one of our loans. No disrespect to El Ghazi, but we've wasted it, because he's a player that the manager at the time didn't even have any interest in, and we've wasted that spot. I mean, I don't know what the contracts are like, but I would have been tempted to try and send them back and open up another loan spot, domestic loan spot. But obviously they're not going to do that, and that would have been slightly embarrassing to everybody maybe. But it's football, isn't it? And you've got to maybe be a little bit tougher sometimes. But no, he's got to get in. He's got to get working. And there's been a lot of talk about whether he's right for the job, whether he's qualified for the job. We'll have to wait and see on that one. He's got experience of being a manager, got experience of being in the Champions League. So we'll just have to see what happens. He's bringing in, bad looks of it, a good coaching team. I'm disappointed we've missed out on Anthony Barry, because you know, he is
very highly rated.
He's very, very highly
Mightn't
rated.
be the end of that though, might it?
No.
I imagine Everton will try to get him in the summer, providing things go all right and we stay up. I imagine Everton may and Lampard may revisit that in the summer and see what's what, where he's concerned.
Yeah, you don't know what you know, you might have kids in school for all we know, or anything. Who knows? He might feel the time's right. Like clean break in the summer might be the best. Might be the best for him. Very, very highly rated.
Paul
coach.
Clements one, who was very interesting, obviously. Ancelotti had him at Real Madrid, didn't he? And now, as a manager, he hasn't had a great time as a number one. No. But we've seen other people who are better assistant managers than they are actual managers. And Clements got a wealth of experience, talks well, and has always been highly rated, certainly as a coach. So that's all you can do, isn't it? All I guess Lampard can do is try to put the best people he thinks around them. Ashley Cole's a bit of a surprise one, but he's apparently highly rated. I don't know too much about the stuff he's done. Obviously, Joe Edwards is very successful at Chelsea. They're under 18s and very highly rated coach at Chelsea. And obviously, Dunk as well. Lampard's wanted Duncan Ferguson to stay. I think that's important for the identity as well. I think for Everton. No, listen, he's had obviously Dunk's had a decision to make. Sunderland very interested in him. He didn't get the job. But I guess from an Evertonian perspective and a rather selfish perspective, you still want that. You still want those demands in there from Ferguson, and maybe in the summer it might have been different, but in a relegation battle, I think we need everyone in our corner we can get. So we'll have to see. Lampard, a lot of people wanted a young coach, progressive coach. He's 43. He's at a good age. Like you said, he's had experience at Chelsea in the Champions League, and he took them to fourth. Second season wasn't amazing, but at Derby, he done okay, got them in the playoffs, lost in the playoff final to Villa. So, we've tried everything else, haven't we?
Yeah.
We tried the Belgian manager, we tried the Real Madrid manager, we tried the ex-Barcelona and Holland manager, we tried Sam Allardyce, we tried Marco Silva, we've had to go with Benitez, and we've always ended up back at this point of full-on cul-de-sac. We've never gone anywhere. So, and the other thing, the final thing as well, it's not as if we have Frank Lampard sat there and you had Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, Pochettino, Nagelsmann all going, give me the job, and we've gone, no, we're going with Lampard, because you're looking at it going, who is right for this job?
Well, if you look at the final three, you've got Duncan Ferguson, who's got no experience being a manager.
Mm-hmm.
Pereira, who's got a lot of experience, but not doesn't add up to that much. And Frank Lampard somewhere in the middle, but has got that modern day feel about him. Fresh out of football, got a modern perspective on things, young, energetic, and it'll be just interesting to see whether he can convert that into success. I thought his first season at Chelsea done very well, but maybe the expectations of the second season, having spent so much money in that summer, obviously just got the better of him, or not knowing how to create a team within the Chelsea machine of, well, I've got a side, but hang on, I've just been told I've got to play this player and that player. How do you leave a player out like Tammy Abrahams, who's just scored you 20 goals, and you have to replace him with this lad who's just coming from Germany who doesn't look that good? It was the pressure on him to play him, and all those different things. It's hard to create a team if it's not necessarily yours, and I think that's maybe where he struggled a little bit in that second season, expectation as well. So we'll have to wait and see. Listen, May we'll know him a bit more in May, when we'll know where we are and where we finished.
I'd like to know a bit more before then, to be honest. I'd like us to be safe by
of course,
the end of March, early April, and be able to go, right, we can play some of our younger players and maybe start looking at the squad for next season, the team for next season. Can we get Branthwaite regularly involved? Can we get is there an opportunity for Tyler Onyango to play more games? Is Lewis Dobbin? Are we going to have a look at Lewis Warrington before the end of the season and see whether he's in any kind of shape as to come into the squad, or is he going to go out on loan or whatever? So, but that's imperfect world stuff. Yeah. That's getting yourself comfortably safe and being able to experiment with, next season in mind. Get Michalenko playing regularly. He's our left back, left footed. Nathan Patterson. we are forgetting about these two as well with the squad. Is that, Patterson we've not seen in the first team yet. Michalenko had two starts and obviously was left out the last one. So it's up to him to work hard and get up to speed. So, if he brings in the two he's after, Donny van der Beek, I imagine, is done. And I'm currently trying to Everton looking at, people like Dele Alli and things to try and bring in before the window shuts. So it's going to be an interesting last few hours. I'd have liked a more defensive centre midfield player who could get around the pitch. Because obviously Decore is going to be out for it's going to be another 3 weeks now, isn't it? It was 4 last week when the news broke. So you're probably looking at another 3 weeks with him. We've got some big games coming up, haven't we? Where we'd need him, and we haven't got any. We've done this before. We haven't got anybody like him. You can shoehorn Andre Gomez in there, but he can't tackle, doesn't score, so he's not quite the same. And then some Alan and Gomez doesn't fill you with loads of confidence because neither of them are quick. So that's an area I'd have liked Everton to try to plug. I know we've been linked with Ghana. He's away with the AFCON anyway at the moment, so even if Everton did a deal, you're not seeing him for a couple of weeks at least anyway. One player I'd have liked them to have gone for, and I think I think we probably could have got him as well, is Kamara at Marseille. Had a contract in the summer. Know that there's other clubs after him, but either being one who can come and he can sit in that 6. He's athletic. He's only 22, I think. He could have done us a job, but you don't know. Everton might have inquired and he might have said, "No, I'm off here and I've got, I can't go, whatever." But
the deals obviously we've been linked with so far seem to all be at the top end of the pitch, don't they? So he's obviously looking and thinking, well, we've add goals to the team. Which, let's be honest, we haven't been scoring a lot of goals either, have we? Look at the chances we missed against Aston Villa.
Right, breaking news.
Go on.
Frank Lampard has been appointed
Everton
manager.
Frank Lampard is the Everton manager. Watch me mug. You know what you've done to me mug before. Frank Lampard is the Everton manager. He has been appointed. We can change the title of this video now.
He's agreed a 2.5-year contract until June 2024. He'll take charge of the team for the first time in the FA Cup 4th round tie against Brentford on Saturday. He's got the interview. He will be Joe Edwards is Everton's assistant manager. Paul Clement is first team coach. Chris Jones, first team coach. Head of performance. There's no mention of Ashley Cole in that thing there.
No, interesting.
But
maybe Ashley Cole might be going into the youth academy or something.
Could be, yeah. We know that Cole's coming. So, yeah. So there you go. Very interesting. Lampard said, "It's a huge honour for me to represent and manage the club, the size and tradition of Everton Football Club. I'm very hungry to get started. After speaking to the owner, chairman and board, I very much felt their passion and ambition. I hope they felt my ambition and how hard I want to work to bring it all together. You can feel the passion for Everton fans have for the club. That will be hugely important. As a team, the competitive level the Premier League brings and the position we are on the table, we need that. It's a two-way thing. I think Everton is a unique club in that you can really understand what the fans want to see. The first thing they want to see is fight and desire, and that must always be our baseline. My first message to the players is that we have to do this together. We'll try to do our job, and I know the fans will be there backing us."
There you go.
Good positive message. It's done. Frank Lampard is the Everton manager. Nice picture of him holding the shirt. He's got his little Hummel FL kazoo trackie on as well. So yeah, there we go. A new era is underway at Goodison Park. And we go from there, don't we? We go from there. So we'll have to see. What else the makeup is. Obviously in that there. There's no mention of Duncan Ferguson. There's no mention of Ashley Cole. We know that they're both still around. So we'll have to see what else comes out in the next couple of hours. But there you go. Lampard is the manager.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, didn't see that one coming. But,
it's done. Listen, it's done. But just on what you make of the people have been announced for obviously for the coaching and stuff.
Yeah, but like I said before, Paul Clement's got a good record. Good, you know, in terms of being not so much as a manager, as I said before, but in terms of being a coach, he's an assistant. He's been with Carlo. You know, Carlo rated him very highly. And so therefore, that you know, people like that who've got that experience, I think that's really helpful. I think when you're a young manager like Lampard, who hasn't got loads of experience. Joe Edwards, like I said, very highly rated at Chelsea. Have done well with their youth team and all that. Won lots of trophies at youth level. Again, highly rated. You know, Chris Jones, I don't know an awful lot about.
Physio, wasn't he working with Derby?
Stuff like that. So, fair enough. Yeah, be interesting to hear what he's got to say on it. And then obviously, like I said, there's Ashley Cole in the background, whatever he's doing, is dunk there. And I still think that Everton may move for Anthony Barry in the summer as well. I just don't think that's the end of that. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, Lampard has done an interview on Everton TV, so I'm quite sure a lot of people will be watching that, so we'll see how he goes. Carl Tomlinson on the Super Chat. He hasn't said anything, but hello. Oh, yeah, is what he's saying. I genuinely believe this is the beginning of an actual philosophy being put in place at the club. If the board can sort their stuff, I'm paraphrasing, we might actually see a progressive identity out on the pitch. I think that's the big thing, Kyle, is that the football club has got to put its structure in place and has got to actually buy into a structure. Whereas right now, or up until this point, it's been scattergun. People who are in the game would say, well, realistically, the structure should have been put in place before the manager. But it's football and it's ongoing. The Premier League is ongoing. We're in a relegation battle. We probably haven't got time to do everything ideally. So we have to make good on what we've got. We've got a young manager in Everton now looking for a new director of football. That is ongoing at the moment, along with the structural review. So if they can get some kind of through line and have Lampard in place within that, then yeah.
Do you think that might have been decided though in the last few days? There's obviously been talk of Tim Cahill coming in as well. Do you think that might have been something that might have been sorted and it'll be announced during the week rather than today to take, you know, so it doesn't take the spotlight away from him?
I don't know. I'm not convinced on Tim Cahill being like a director of football. I've seen that being.
I don't think he should be director of football.
No. So, but if he's in as part of, I don't know, in some capacity, then it's a good thing because he's an Evertonian and he's good at business and he's on the board at Eupen in Belgium.
Well, that's because Aspire owned.
Know what I'm saying? He's the sporting director of Aspire or something, isn't he? Or he's in some capacity at Aspire, so he's doing that. So he is learning about other aspects of the game and coaching and all that. So that's good. And that's what we were talking about the other week, of getting people who are involved elsewhere in football, getting them into Everton Football Club. Tim Cahill, obviously, has got a love of Everton, which is good, obviously. We want that. We want that identity. He was a great player for us. You know, never say die attitude and all of that. But he is a very intelligent businessman. We know that with, you know, Brand Cahill, which he's fantastic at promoting. Darren watches. So if he's going to come in some capacity, then yeah, maybe the structure will start to play out the way we want to see it. Because Everton Football Club shouldn't be performing the way it is, given its resources.
Yeah.
I was speaking to a journalist the other day, and he was saying that it blows my mind that, and he's not Evertonian, that teams like Brentford and Brighton and people like this are structurally run better than Everton. He's saying with a fraction of the resources. And he's like, if Everton just got that act together, they should be challenging for the Champions League places, given the money they've got and given the fan base and everything. He said, but they're miles away, and they are miles away at the moment. So at some stage you have to, and I think this is what Moshiri really needs to get a grip of for himself now, is just have a look at why it's gone so wrong. have a look at other clubs who haven't got the resources or the backing of Everton and think, right, how can we do things better? Because quite clearly what we're trying isn't working. You've got to have
swallow your pride.
Exactly. And go, right, this is what we're going to do. Because if you believe in like a director of football model, then buy into it then. If you don't believe in it, scrap it and do with what you're doing. But we've kind of gone, well, we want the director of football model, but we still want to influence everything around it. We can't get a through line if, you know, if we're not going to let people do the jobs. What's the point? So that's the thing, and hopefully things will improve. But I don't know. We'll see. But Frank Lampard is the Everton manager, so we can move forward from there. Just on the quite clearly on the like stuff like the Donny van der Beek thing.
Yeah,
there's obviously he's going to sign for Everton. Say, what's your make of him? He's had 4 Premier League starts on Manchester United. That's it.
I think he's a good player. Done really well at Ajax, but he did that thing that I think people have done too much at Ajax recently, or certainly in Dutch football, is they make an explosive start and then move to the Premier League really quickly, and then they go to clubs. Well, it happens at Man United quite a lot. It's happened with, you know, we've seen it with Memphis as well, and obviously we had Klassen, but it's happened at other teams. Then there's like, where do we put them? What do we do with them? The thing about a player like him is he's a very particular Ajax kind of player, because he's grown up in this system and fits a role. And obviously for them he played. It's not like a number 10, is it? It's more like a number 8, like or almost like a false 9 in a way, but obviously while having a number 9. So a Kale, a Lampard, someone who ghosts in, someone who scores goals. You know, he scored a lot of goals for you know, in his time. But he's nearly 25, so it's not like he's a kid either. So he's got to now knuckle down for us. He'll get games, I imagine. It hasn't gone well at Man United, but then look at Sancho at Man United. Look where that's gone wrong, because they've almost got they've got like similar to us in a way, where people behind the scenes are bringing people in, or doesn't always go the way the manager wants it. So. I think he's a good player, and I think we'll give him an opportunity. And I know Manchester United fans wanted to see more of him. But I suppose Bruno Fernandes was blocking his path in a way. And look at Bruno Fernandes, he's a fantastic player. But even Bruno Fernandes has had his wings clipped because of Ronaldo. So it's not a sort of... I'm not going to come out and say, you know, it hasn't gone though. It hasn't gone brilliantly. Well, it hasn't gone brilliantly at Man United, but obviously there's factors there.
There's reasons.
And there's factors that have blocked other people at Man United. Said, look at Sancho. So Everton would probably be the perfect team for him to come to and get going. And hopefully he's the kind of player. He's a link player. He is a link player, isn't he? He's someone who can get into the box. Someone can get those half chances. And hopefully he does it for us and gets us a few goals, because that's what we've been missing.
He's got a point to prove, hasn't he? So if he's got the right attitude and a point to prove, then they're the kind of players I think we want.
Duncan Ferguson and Alan Kelly will remain on the Everton coaching staff. There you go.
You know. No mention of Ashley Cole?
Not at the moment.
No? Interesting. Holger Jacobson on the super chat. Thanks, Holger. Says, hey, Baz and Ped, love the channel. I'm a big Evertonian from Denmark. Let's get behind Frank, get a couple of points and a good FA Cup run. Come on, you Blues. Nice one, Holger. Appreciate that. Yeah, this is it, isn't it? We have got to get behind it. I think most people will, to be honest. I think, why not? You know, there might be some fans who are saying, well, you know, I'd have preferred X, Y, or Z. Yeah, of course. But he's here, isn't he? He's here, so you've got to get behind him. It's not as divisive as the last manager, so that's what you've got to look at. And enough people made the feelings known on Vita Pereira as well. So, you know, Lampard's here and we'll back him. A lot of people not happy with El Ghazi. Tazul says, welcome back, Baz. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I mean, El Ghazi, look, it was a weird one at the time. It didn't seem like Rafa Benitez desperately wanted him. I think he was just looking for anything he could get. Benitez and that was kind of impressed on him. But when there's a maximum of 2 loans, domestic loans, and you've got someone who you're not desperately wanting to keep taking one of them up, it's frustrating, isn't it? Like Lampard's coming today, I'm quite sure he will have looked and gone, well, you know, Ruben Loftus-Cheek who could get or whatever, and then Everton have gone, we've got El Ghazi, so we've actually only got one loan.
And this is where it's going to cost. If we have gone for Dele Alli, you know, if it's going to cost us money. Otherwise, it could have been a loan to a buy. You know, and now we're going to be, you know, going all in on a player who's lost his way.
25 though.
No. I mean,
if you get him right, he's a big asset. If you don't get him right, he's a big drain. And that's the thing. It's the kind of, you know what's mad, right? It's the kind of transfer that David Moyes would have done.
Yeah.
Dele Alli.
Yeah.
Either whether Moyes is the right personality for Moyes, I don't know. But he's the kind of transfer that Moyes would have got, where someone who was just lost their way, and then Moyes had like polished them up into something and get them going. I don't know whether Everton can pull it off. I don't know whether Lampard can do that with him. I don't know. But we'll see. Connor Malpass says on the Super Chat, says, personally think Lampard is a great choice. Hopefully, mate, hopefully. It's what we want. We need a period where the noise goes away, where Everton can just get on with being a footy team, where we can just concentrate on winning games of footy. We can enjoy seeing our team trying to get into Europe. You know what I mean? Not even somehow like going and winning trophies. I'm just talking about having like a stable team where you can relax and watch it progress. I've said before, 7th place shouldn't be difficult in this league. It really shouldn't. That gets you into Europe. And that should be the first thing is obviously avoiding relegation, of course, it is this season. And then the next one is trying to shape a team that can compete, but also get into those European places, because that's got to be, there's got to be something that you want at the end of it, hasn't it? Rather than just playing footy. Winning the titles is almost
the money
impossible.
We spent is just is utter nonsense, isn't it? It's utter nonsense. So we I mean, how many times can we say it? It's just what we've done as a football club is just pathetic. It's utter pathetic, and hopefully now, hopefully, fingers crossed, we've got a guy who comes in who's got maybe higher standards than other people and can actually turn around to a few people at the football club and say, you know, I want it this way, and if it's not done this way, then what's the point of me being here? You know.
Yeah, we'll see. Liam Munro says, young manager with a vision, plays 3 in midfield, and Copites hate him. That'll do for me. Get him, Frank. He does like to give Jurgen Klopp a bit of stick when he's on the line, so I think a lot of people like that. Dennis Manning says Frank will get a fright once he sees this team playing for him. Well, hopefully he won't, because hopefully the team will respond. But
I mean, you'd like to think that he's already done his own work, wouldn't you? You'd like to think that this fella knows, you know, he's been out of football for a long time, but he's been gathering information. He's been keeping it, you know, he knew what his team, what he wanted from his team, and who he wanted, and so he's come in and he's moved fast, and hopefully he's been he's had his eye on the ball. But you'd imagine him, he's a professional. He's not been sitting around twiddling his thumbs. He's been preparing for this moment, and hopefully he's ready for it.
Yeah, you know, you can't write him off. You've got to give him a chance, haven't you? Like I said before, it's not like there was a million managers sat around who you could guarantee success with, and Everton have chosen, we're going with this fella. You know, a lot of fans seem well on board with it, so Everton have made a decision that they think will be a popular one, and it's up to him now to perform. There's not really more you can say, is that that's the way it is. You know, the people will say he's inexperienced, he's this, he's that, but you only get experience from doing the job as well. And it's important to have good people around you, and he'll feel that the people he's made and the choices he's made are good people. Owen Peters says, great to have you back in action, Baz. Cautiously optimistic about Lampard. Think there are some encouraging signs at least behind him and the team up the Toffees. T-Logic, Tom says, any positive about Lampard seems a bit tarnished with Van der Beek, Dele Alli and Jovic. Hate to be that guy, but not improving the weaker areas. Well, Tom, I guess it all comes down to what's available, doesn't it? We can look and go, well, the weaker areas are centre-back and centre midfield.
100%.
Right? Without a shadow, I think we can all see, Frank Lampard's not stupid. We'll look at it and go, that's an issue. Immediately, that's an issue. But if Everton can't get those two players in today, you go with what you get, don't you? You look and go, well, who's available? We need, you said before, this team doesn't score goals.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't score goals. Damari Gray, I think, is the top goal scorer. Yeah. With 6 goals or something.
But it doesn't have a creative force in it.
There's no creativity. Because there's no goals in it.
Damari Gray he doesn't provide lots of assists, and neither does Townsend, but they've provided goals. But you need someone to provide the assist, and don't get me wrong, the two players we're looking at don't strike me as players who are going to provide a lot of assists. But I suppose the way they'll look at it is that if these two players can come in and energise certainly that middle of the park area with, having 2 centre midfielders and 1 in front of them, a proper link player, then more goals will come naturally. From and also working with what his coaching structure is as well. If you work through a structure that is going to help create more opportunities, more men into the box, more energy, if he feels these two players can offer that. The thing about those two players, though, I don't see how those two players can play at the same time. That's the weird thing about that move. That does strike me as a little bit strange.
Depends if he thinks Van der Beek can play in the double pivot.
Yeah,
or if
possibly.
If he thinks he's an 8 running forward and Alan at sitting, you'd have him one side and Ali the other, I guess, until the core is fit, and then it's who's you're battling to get in the team. Then I don't know. He's had a look at it. Apparently his presentation was very good. He included players, Everton players, and how they'd play and what he'd seen. So
obviously we've been linked with Garner as well, and as much as I don't think we're going to get Garner, they obviously are aware that we do need a midfielder. Yeah. So listen, who knows? There's no other names bobbing about, but who's to say that Everton aren't trying to do something at the moment and trying to get someone in, or just trying to get someone over the line. But if it's all getting done very quickly on the last day, some things don't pop up till later on because it's all being done behind the scenes. It's not being done in public. So who's to say that maybe Everton are just having a little look around and seeing what they need? But I do agree in a little bit. It does strike me as a little bit strange. As I said, if there was a way of sending El Ghazi back, then I would have just done that. But it just shows you how sometimes messing about with in the transfer market can be costly if you haven't got a strategy. And that El Ghazi one's that's just straight away. That's an alarm bell. And I feel sorry for the lad in a way. He hasn't kicked the ball in. He's got a new manager. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Definitely. Carla says, nice to see you back. I hope you're doing okay. Getting there. Derek says we only have one more loan, so we'll have to buy Loftus-Cheek. We're not buying him. But it's Dele Alli they're looking at buying, aren't they? Terry says, afternoon lads, Anthony Barry is completely off the table. I think it's off the table now, isn't it? Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if Everton went back for him in the summer. I don't know, but Lines, he says, cracking interview with Frank, feeling quite optimistic. Very good. Derek says, Van der Beek and Dele Alli are too similar. If money is to be spent, it has to be on Loftus-Cheek. But he's another one though, isn't he? He's another one who breaks forward with the boys. He's not a defensive midfield player.
These are all very similar players, aren't they?
Ross Barkley is another one who was mentioned. They're all attacking midfield players. They're not, someone like like Garner, you've just mentioned. Someone like that, that's definitely someone who's going to go and break stuff up and get ball recoveries and get you back on the front foot. But all of the players mentioned are all attacking midfielders.
I know. It's a little bit strange.
But he might have looked at it and gone, there's no goals in this team, mightn't he? That's how he's looking at it. But yeah, we'll have to see. John Jones says, stop dissing El Ghazi till he's had the chance. Not dissing him, but saying a manager wants a different type of player on loan, and that loan position's being taken up by someone
we don't need him,
who was taken from the last manager. So El Ghazi's a good footballer, and he might contribute with goals before the end of the season. I hope he does. I hope he's a raging success, because we need it. But we're just saying, given areas of the pitch where we need more reinforcement, that is blocking alone. If Frank Lampard would have said, I want El Ghazi, he's the one, fair enough, no problem with that. That's sound. But he was brought in by Rafa Benitez, and by all accounts, Benitez didn't 100% want him. That doesn't mean he can't do a decent job for Everton. That's all. People wanting Garner and Jesse Lingard.
I don't think Jesse Lingard will be moving anywhere with what's happened in the last 24 hours at Manchester United.
No, true, yeah. Very true. And the stuff that United were asking for him, which put Newcastle off, didn't it?
Man United are going to have to rethink the circumstances, aren't they?
No, yeah. That's what it's about, isn't it? Alex says, Alan is going to have to play the Makelele role in the 3. We don't have anyone else who'll sit and play in front of our dodgy defence. Yeah, I mean, Lampard does. He's played like a 4-2-3-1. He likes, doesn't he? Which is what obviously he played under Jose Mourinho at Chelsea, and he flipped at Derby 4-3-3. Used a lot. Mason Mount was pivotal in that one, breaking forward. At Chelsea, he played in a 3 at the back as well. He tried that, but a lot of time does have the double pivots as the people trying to keep a block of 4 back and have your full backs pushing right on, and that's what you look at with us. Chelsea, Nicola says, I wish Lampard all the best except when he play us. Fair play. I wouldn't expect anything different, but nice one on the super chat. Thank you very much. All Banter says Lampard wants to play a 4-3-3 with 2 centre midfielders and 1 holding. Yeah, and maybe that's what he's looking at. Maybe he's going to be looking and going, well, if we got Dele Alli and we got obviously Van der Beek and we've got Alan for now, they'll be the 3 midfield players. 2 are very attacking and the other one's got to be disciplined and sit, which is fine. If it's all about, I mean, nowadays the way football's played, it's about pressing anyway. It's not really about tackling. So if you're in that midfield, your job is to scurry around and put people under pressure and try to regain the ball, isn't it? As opposed to having big crocks in midfield anymore. It was snapping players left, right and centre. So, if he plays that way and then they can break into the box, you might get Everton more goals. We don't score a lot of goals. That's for sure.
No, we haven't been, have we? And we've been conceding. And that all it takes is a set piece.
Exactly.
And that's why it's disappointing that Anthony Barry, isn't it? Because he apparently on the set pieces was absolutely.
He's the dog's ball.
He's the one. So
that's one I'm disappointed. That's taken a little bit of the shine off it. I'll be honest, because he was is very, very highly rated. But like I said, maybe Ashley Cole's amazing at set pieces. That's why he's coming.
Be interesting to see what they actually call. It does sound like maybe he's just going to be, someone who helps out, puts the bibs out, help him, help her further his education in coaching, very much like Leighton Baines has already.
Yeah.
Michaelenko's going to be the greatest left back ever, isn't
if
he?
You've got
Let's be honest,
Baines and Ashley Cole to learn from, then you are literally going to be unbelievable.
Unbelievable. you go.
That's what it's about, isn't it?
To be fair,
we're saying we're doubling down on Mikalenko. We're going, this is going to make him even... We've bought him, I'm going to make him even better.
We're putting a backroom staff together that, to be fair, I'd registered some of them as players.
Some of them stood still.
I'd registered some of them. There's a
great
five-a-side team there,
isn't there? There's a space for Lampard in our midfield.
There's a great five-a-side team there, isn't there? Come on, Alan Kelly in goal.
Kelly in goal.
You know, you're not beating him.
No.
You know, you've got Ashley Cole, Leighton Baines,
Frank
Lampard,
Big Dunk.
Duncan Ferguson.
That's it. There's your five.
It's not being funny, but if you got down the pits, you ain't needing you're needing Gary goals, aren't you? You're needing Gary goals, yeah. And you're saying get down here now because we've got a game in our hands. Because that is a team.
That's a good team.
That's a team.
Maybe that's what they're doing.
Maybe. Go on the Masters.
The Masters to win Everton some trophies. Lines, he says, smooth move, lads. Lampard, number 8 shirts on the ball.
I've noticed.
Steve Kelly says, all right, let's hope you both well. Do you think there's anything in these Douglas-Luiz links? This is a mad one, isn't it? This has been bouncing around over the weekend. That Everton are after Douglas-Luiz from Villa.
Would that have to be a permanent then?
It's a permanent, yeah. And apparently, he's only got 18 months left on his deal. And apparently, Villa aren't
blocking his path.
No. Which is mad.
Yeah, but they're after the DM though, aren't they? They missed out on the lad who's gone to Spurs from Juve. They've missed out on him, Bentancur. They've missed out on him. And you can see why they want a top-class DM because of the way they're playing with the full-backs going high. Although they have let the left-back go, they've let the left-back go to Newcastle as well, haven't they? Which might mean that maybe they do need a few out to balance the books.
Maybe, yeah.
Because 2 weeks ago, Gerrard was saying, we'll let them both fight it out, and now he's letting them go to Newcastle, isn't he? So,
how have they let Target go?
Target's gone to Newcastle, yeah. Newcastle have assembled the greatest team ever.
Well, they haven't, but Newcastle have gone full Everton 2017.
They have gone full Everton, but if it's enough to keep them up, then they're not asked.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Make sure you hit that like button as well. Thank you very much. 1,500 watching. Elliot says, got Cahill as well for the five-a-side team.
He's the manager.
Is he the manager?
He can't wear nothing but a suit. He's not allowed to get into training gear. No, from now on.
Why?
Because he's technical.
Because he's technical.
He's not. He doesn't get down and dirty with the staff. He has to keep himself on a different level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, and the watch, you can't damage the watch.
It's the watch.
The watch is too expensive. He's selling it. Do you know what I mean?
Tet says, my worry is Lampard loses his first game in the Cup and half our fan base.
I mean, it's always good to hear from the positive Everton fans. It really is always good to hear.
Not a bunch of knobheads. We're a fan base of knobheads.
We're not, though. We're not. We're a fan base who've just been destroyed in the last 6 years. But I'm gonna defend this fan base because, yes, every fan base has people who do your head in. But ultimately, this fan base has been destroyed by terrible, terrible people who make terrible, terrible decisions at our football club. I'm not asked what anyone says. I'll say that all day. Let's start with people who actually make decisions rather than people who pay money. If I walk in and watch a film and it's crap, I'm going to make them know it's crap. I mean, no point booing. The fella who made it's not there, is he? Do you know what I mean? He's in Hollywood in his pool. But I'll write a strongly worded letter on the internet about it. Dear Mr. Spielberg,
fair play.
Your depiction of an alien in the future does not meet my requirements.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
People asking what Dunk is going to do. It was part of the coaching staff, so Lampard wanted them to say, so fair enough. Corin says, good luck to Frank. Let's see how he goes. Glad you're back, Baz. Feeling positive about Everton. I think we've got to just, haven't we? We've all got to just kind of press the reset button here now. Because they're going to need us. They're going to need us. It's as simple as that. We're in a predicament that is a nightmare scenario, really. And other clubs are strengthening the squads. We're all ready. We've won. We took 6 points out of 42, which is terrifying.
Yeah, it is.
It's the worst run since, if you adjust the points thing, since 1954. So,
Yeah, listen, I think everyone's feeling a little bit more positive, aren't they, today? So let's.
I mean, Don King's gone full positive.
Oh, I see.
Everton are back.
Okay. Is this not what we say every time we get a new manager?
I don't know, but I'm just saying. Everton are back. Steve P says Lascelles is definitely better than Dan Burn.
Yeah, but he'll play alongside Dan Burn.
Yeah. Dan Burn.
And they've got a new right back and a new left back, so Newcastle are fine, and they want a new goalie. Good luck to them.
Trying to get Henderson out from United, I don't know.
Good luck to them. They'll finish 14th.
They won't. They'll go down.
I don't think they will go down.
Great if they went down.
No, it'd be great, but they won't. They just bought some Brazilian dude who no one had heard of last week.
Bruno Gomes.
But apparently this week he's the greatest player in the world.
We were linked with him. Rafa wanted him.
Exactly.
But he's not great.
Exactly.
He's decent. Got to settle in. Anyway, that's Newcastle. We got to worry about ourselves. And they need to worry about Newcastle. Need to worry about us.
No, we do. I mean, because if they went above us, then and we play them next week. So.
Yeah, nice draw. Nice draw. Off we go. Batter them, Goodison.
Yeah, we could have played them over Christmas.
Yeah, we just stuffed them.
And now we have to play them. They've got a whole new team.
Well, they've got
nice
about 4.
one.
They've got about 4 players.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Got Chris Wood as well.
There you go, then.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
Chris
The world will be
Wood.
petrified.
Chris Wood.
Chris Wood is around.
Chris Wood.
Right, are we going?
Yeah, we're going to go. We'll be back.
We're going to be back because it's deadline day.
We'll be back, but we've got to go and we're going to we're going to go do a couple of bits.
Got Cam. Cam's in the studio. He's ready. He's on the bench. He's like Kale.
If we were dead professional, we'd have that camera that turns around and Cam's just sitting there going.
Well, I mean, we have been that professional.
No, I know. But seriously. No, we have put Cam sneaked in before, so we haven't got a Cam at the moment. So we'll sort that out. But yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back really soon. Just going to go away, do a couple of bits. We've made a signing as well, haven't we? We've made a last minute signing as well. The Tassimo machine.
On the coach.
No, the Tassimo. We've made the Tassimo machine, so we've got to set the Tassimo machine
That's
up.
got to be set up.
Get the formation right, and then we'll be back very, very soon. So, you know, don't go changing.
but do hit the like button.
Do hit the like button and subscribe.
And subscribe if you haven't. Why wouldn't you? But we'll be back. It is deadline day, so we'll see you later.
In a minute.